Income tax return filing season is going on, and if you have not paid your entire tax liability, then this is the time that you have to pay the taxes payable as per your return before you file your return. Go ahead and pay your taxes before you file your return. And in this episode, we will be discussing how to pay your self assessment tax online. If you don't know me, my name is Sonia Dawar. I'm a business finance coach, and on this episode, we will be discussing the tutorial on how to pay your self assessment tax online. But before we do that, I have a quick guide that I want to share with you, which ensures that you don't miss out on any deduction that is available to you, which can reduce your tax liability. So go ahead and download this guide. The link of this guide is in the description below, and any of the link that we are discussing in this video are going to be linked in the description, and go ahead and check them out before you arrive at your final liability and before you pay your final tax liability. There are 4 things that you need to have before you make your payment of self-assessment tax. The first thing that you need to know is PAN number. It's not necessary that the person for whom you are filing or you are paying the tax only have to pay it. You can pay income tax for anybody else as well. But as long as you are paying, you need to give their PAN number for whom you are making the payment. You don't need your own PAN number while you are making payment for somebody else. So make sure that you have PAN number of the person for whom you are paying the taxes. The second thing that you need to know before you make your payment is the assessment year. So the taxes are paid for every financial year, and income tax takes into account the assessment year for that particular financial year. And assessment year is the following year of which you are paying the taxes for. So currently, if you are making the tax payment for FY 1920, you need to select assessment year 2021. Similarly, if you the next year when you want to make payment for financial year 2021, the assessment year for that would be 21 and 22. So assessment year will always be the following year of the financial year. Keep a note on that. Then the third thing that you will need is the tax that you have to pay. If there is any interest component, if there is any surcharge component, you need to have the individual components be ready with you before you make the payment. If you don't have those individual components, you can still go ahead and make the entire tax component in the tax bracket and pay the liability. And the last thing is the mode of payment, how you are making the payment. You need to keep your login ID and password ready before you sit and make payment for yourself. So let's begin the tutorial. I have my system here, and for making the payment, the best thing and the easiest thing is you can log into income tax e-filing website, and here on the left hand side, if you see, there are various options which gives you shortcut that you don't even need to log into your income tax website. You can directly pay from outside as well, from the dashboard, from the main homepage of income tax e-filing website. So one of the option here which you see is e-pay tax. So you click on e-pay tax, and this will take you to the actual Challan page where you have to make the payment. So it is opting that continue to NSDL website. So you will need to go to NSDL website for making the payment. Here on this page, it will show you various options, and it is very important that you choose the correct option. I will link all of the options that you need to choose in the description below, so you can always go back and refer to those as well. This is the Challan 280 that you will need to use for making payment of regular assessment tax, tax on distributed tax, self-assessment and advance tax. So any direct tax that you are paying, the income tax that you are paying to department, it has to go in Challan 280. So we need to click on the Challan 280 and proceed. Here it is giving us various other options, and let's discuss what options you will need to choose while you make your payment. So the tax payable, it is asking whether you are making tax for corporates or for other than corporates. So only for companies you have to choose 0020. I am making payment for a non-company, so I'm going ahead and choosing 0021, that is anybody other than company. Then what is the type of payment? So if you are making payment for advanced tax, you can go ahead and click on advanced tax. But if you are making payment of self-assessment tax, that's what we are doing before we file the return. If we are self-assessing our tax liability and making payment of that, then that is called as self-assessment tax. So I'm going ahead and choosing code 300 for making payment of self-assessment tax. Now it is asking me to choose the mode of payment. Here I will need to select whether I'm making payment by debit card or net banking. So I'm going ahead and choosing the net banking password. I'm making payment using SBI Bank. It is the easiest bank to make any tax payments. I have my PAN number here. Then I will need to choose the assessment year, and it is a compulsory field here. So as discussed, for financial year 1920, the assessment year is 2021. Then it is asking you to write the city. Then you have to select the state. You have to select your PIN code. And if you want to give the email ID or mobile number, you can go ahead and give that. It is not mandatory. I'm not going ahead and giving it. Then the next thing is you will need to rewrite the captcha code. Once you do that, click on proceed. Once I proceeded, here you can see the name. Please confirm. So you can actually see the name for which you are making the payment by the PAN number, and also it will flash you the financial year for which you are making the payment. Do cross check it before you finally make the payment, because if you make the payment in a wrong financial year, you have to apply a refund. You will not get that adjustment. So you will again need to repay the amount if you have selected this part wrong. So I am making payment for financial year 1920. I am good to go ahead and click on agree. Here I can now give my login ID password, and it creates a challan for us. Now is the tax amount. Here I have to write the tax payment that I'm actually making the payment of. I don't have the interest for which I'm making the payment, so I'm just going ahead and confirming the payment. Again, it will give you in the challan format that this is the final payment. Please confirm before you make. So this is the time that you want to review all the details, and you can still go back if there are any changes that you need to make. I don't have any other changes. I can just confirm here. Once your payment is done, it will reflect that the payment was successful, and you can download the PDF here. So I'll show you how the challan looks like in the PDF. So this is how the challan looks like in the PDF. The things that you will need to note is the BSR code that will go in your return, a challan number that will go in your return, and the date of payment and the amount of payment. So these 4 things, if you are not filing your own return, you have to give the challan to the person who's filing it, or else you can give these 4 important details, as these have to be updated in the return and make the tax liability nil before we file our final income tax return for the year. I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and you can go ahead and make your tax payments by yourself. And if you like this video, Don't forget to subscribe and like this video and hit the notification to get many such tax updates right into your inbox. This guide will let you know about all the tax deductions that are available to you. So go ahead and download this guide right here and make sure that you are taking advantage of all the tax deductions that are available to you. If you like this video, there are other videos that are listed here, and I want to go ahead and also check these to make your tax liability nil or as minimum as possible. Thank you. Until next time.